We have seen the likes of David Lee Edwards, Evelyn Adams, William Post, Lara and Roger Griffith, and the famous John Whittaker win millions of dollars in lotteries, but ended up poor. For most of these people, money did not meet character. We have also encountered people who were not well prepared and well matured for professional and career roles and so failed woefully. A good example is Elizabeth Holmes, the founder of Terra News, who actually falsified data and misled investors about a blood test technology. Obviously, her deception and obsession with her image led to her downfall. But as part of these few people, most of us individually in our day to day activities tend to fail a lot when we get to the point of self actualization. Today, we talk about building character to meet self actualization. Hi Catalyst, welcome back to the channel. So this is a follow-up video on my last video, which is from purpose to fulfillment. If you've not watched that video, I'll leave it in the description below. Please have a click and have a look. Character building for most people have been a long subject, which is worth discussing. For most people who actually seem and yearn to get to the highest pinnacle in their careers and their academic life, character building is something we cannot do without. Why do I choose to talk about character building? Because obviously from last video, you would have realized that to be able to feel fulfilled, obviously you have to discover your purpose and your potentials to leverage to fulfillment. It is for this most important reason that as we make our way to our long-term goals and achieve all that we have dreamt of achieving, we meet what is to come with character. Catalyst, stay tuned as we talk about building character for self-actualization. So today we're talking about self-actualization, or what we call self-fulfillment, and how we'll be able to build character together. So the word self-actualization, I know won't be new to most of the catalysts on this channel, but obviously this comes from Abraham Maslow's theory of need, which talks about fulfilling the basic need first before you get to the top of the triangle. And self-actualization is what we find at the topmost part of this triangle, right after esteem. So from physiological needs to safety, to love and belonging, to esteem, and then finally to self-actualization. Now, self-actualization is the peak of our life where we all strive for. It must be taught that self-actualization is a lifelong pursuit, and so it is not a day event. It is something you build over a lifetime. It is about growth, giving back to the society or community, and building character to become the best version of yourself. This is the reason why it's expedient that we talk about character building as catalysts and how we will be able to build our characters to meet the most amazing peak and periods of our time. Now, character building cannot be overemphasized enough, but I know one may ask, what is character building? Obviously, it's the process of becoming more independent, emotionally stronger, and being better at dealing with problems. I must say it is very essential because it helps you develop your core skills and values like resilience, integrity, respect, humility, and truthfulness. For most people that have spanned along across generations, some people have been able to build very strong characters that contributed to their success. Remember, the stronger your character, the stronger your ability to make wise decisions and choices and contribute to your community. I talk about resilience in building character because for anyone to become very resilient, obviously you should have gone through a series of problems, challenges, failures to be able to learn how you maneuver them Study these lessons and then add them to your packet knowledge of life. For some people, character building just goes beyond being resilient. It's about nurturing the little small skills within you to be able to get it matured to come out. For some, character building increases awareness and autonomy, and by doing this, they are helped to make better decisions in their career, their daily life, and their academics. Now, one may ask, what is character? Truth to be told is character is developed over time. So character is not something you just wake up to get or find. Character is what you develop over time. That is an interplay between your genetic predisposition and environmental factors tend to give you this experiences. It could be from personal, cultural, and family experiences. Now, these experiences and what we learn from it, choosing to learn and what we do from these experiences tends to build our character. So, in effect, character is developed over time through our experiences. I must also say that from interaction of influence to personal choices and values to behavioral responses and to self evaluation, all influences how we build character, how we interact, our personal choices, how we behave and respond to things that happen, including how we even evaluate what happens to us, all add to character building. So we've established that character building obviously is developed over time and it is an interplay of all the things that happen to us and how we evaluate it. Now, it's expedient that we talk about how to develop a strong character to be able to stand the career, the academic, and the future plans and pursuits which we hope to endeavor before we arrive at our destination of fulfillment. So, I bring you today 7 ways through which you can develop a strong character to be able to face all the challenges and to be able to feel well prepared for any other thing that comes your way in your area of endeavor. What we need to set straight is that developing character is a conscious effort. It is a personal effort and it is a lonely journey. The reason why I say it's a lonely journey that at some point, yes, you could involve people in your character development, but most of the work has to be done by yourself. Character development is more about doing what is right more than what is easy. So it's about fighting through and against all your fleshly odds to go for what is right. Now let's just zoom in into how one can build character easily. So the first thing to be able to do to build character is identifying your values and principles. So each one of us, no matter what, as an individual, as a system, you've got your own values and principles. Values and principles are what guides us to make all the decisions we do. It's what guides us to make all the things we do. You being able to align your values and principles is just saying you are focusing on the things that matters most. So your ability to actually know the principles and your values would help you pay attention to the things that matters most. Obviously, values that sometimes people work on are humility, respect, integrity, love, kindness, honesty. There's a lot of them, not to talk about respect and compassion. So list down your values and principles and know what matters to you. That way you can be able to focus on which ones to develop to be able to start building your character right. If you're a man without values or principles, then obviously you would allow things to come into your system, into your zones without really guarding them. It is your values and principles that will set you right. Just as I mentioned Elizabeth Holmes, I don't know what her values and principles were, but obviously for her, deception An obsession of her image stood first. If you're able to outline your integrity as one of your core principles, then obviously it will come first in all you do, no matter when people are watching or not. That is why it is very expedient that we outline our values and principles. And it is based on these values and principles that we will build character around. The second thing to pay attention to when you're fighting to develop your character is embracing challenges and failures. Whether you can like it or not, every day, every time, every week, every month, things come our way. The world throws a lot of things at us, and most of these things are challenges, most of these things are setbacks, are failures. Now, what you do with these failures and setbacks depend on you. For some, they can choose to ignore it. For some people, they choose to give it a little of attention. As they say, it doesn't give them a good energy. But what I say is, if you pay attention to them, work at them, then you'll be able to learn from them. Remember, you need to pay attention to these setbacks and failures to be able to draw the lessons from them. And by drawing lessons, you increase your wisdom on them and then you perfect your previous experiences so that for the future, you tend to have a knowledge base to attempt any of these challenges or failures that tend to come your way again. So, if you're a person who really wants to build character, do not run away from your challenges and failures. Focus on what you want to get out of these challenges. For some, they pretend it doesn't exist. For many, they embrace it, deal with it, and move forward. But for the little who pay attention to details and get to study from it, they are able to actually add to their pool of knowledge and then get a lot of wisdom to be able to face the next step of challenges that come their way. You cannot run away from challenges and failure. It is actually part of character developing and it gives you a strong arm to face tomorrow. Let's move into the third point, which is the most intriguing of all, practicing self discipline. Now, for most of us, self discipline is one topic that people don't really want to pay attention to. As for Catalyst, you should be able to know that self discipline is one thing that really helps you to maximize your achievement and potential. The truth is, discipline is difficult. And so, most of the times, what we advise is that you start from it in the small, tiny way. So, if you want to actually set a goal and achieve them, obviously, you have to practice self discipline. As little as it may seem, self discipline comes from proper time management. The first item to be able to actually discipline yourself much more better is to pay attention to your time management. So sometimes all it takes is just waking up 5 minutes earlier to be able to miss the traffic and get to work early so that you are able to actually achieve that punctuality that you want to achieve. Sometimes all it takes is telling yourself, I am not going to attend to social media for the first hour of the day. This way, you're building yourself and disciplining yourself not to pay so much attention to people who don't matter, to things that doesn't matter, but then use this period to focus on yourself to build yourself. That is why I say self-discipline starts small and then you move towards bigger things when you get comfortable with starting small. So just know that self discipline is actually about choosing the right things over the easy things. So instead of going the easy way out, just try to choose the right things over the easy things. If you want to build your health and start eating healthy, then obviously you cannot be keeping junk foods on your side. If you just want to start increasing your intake of water, then you have to be conscious towards this. Just tell yourself, I'm just going to take a cup of water, a glass of water every morning before I take my usual coffee or tea. That way, if you're making the small little conscious effort to choosing the right things, over the easy things. In order to maximize self discipline, you have to make sure that you keep doing the right things consistently because it has been actually established that to learn a new behavior, you have to do it for 21 days consecutively. Now, what this means is that it's only through consistency that you can build discipline, which is the most important aspect of character building. I cannot talk about character building without mentioning discipline. Now, just know that most people are always unable to make the line into what is routine and what is discipline. Discipline is actually doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. So, something can be a routine, but you need to discipline yourself to do the right things even when the body doesn't feel like it. If you go on exams to prepare, obviously sometimes you find your body trying to tell you, oh, relax, you've got a lot of time to prepare. But then that's when discipline comes in that no matter what, you need that 1 or 2 hour study, and that's what you go for, even when the body doesn't permit you. So discipline is very essential. And that is our third and strongest point in building character. So remember, you're outlining your principles and value in our first point. You are embracing challenges and failure and learning from them in that second point. And you are practicing self discipline to be able to show up when you need to show up and maximize the time that you have got. Now, the fourth thing that I'd like us to zoom into is learning knowledge and skills. So, no one can build character without actually wanting to learn, wanting to learn a lot about knowledge and skills or learning to seek knowledge and skills. What matters most is the fact that as an individual who is propelled towards growth, you should not forget that you need to be learning to be able to broaden your scope around what is happening on the world. Obviously, currently we know things are taking over. AI is taking over, and a lot of things are happening. As an individual, you don't live in isolation. If you want to build character for your self actualization, get to know what is happening and seek knowledge. By seeking knowledge, you're asking yourself, what do I need to get to my next level? Obviously, yes. If you need to learn to get to your next level, then you have to do it. If you need to enroll into some courses to get to your next level, you have to do it. There are a lot of learning materials. You can use books, audiobooks, online courses, mentorship. There are a lot of ways that you can seek knowledge and then broaden your scope, especially in the area of your pursuit. So I chanced on one of my friends who actually was a bit skeptical whether at this point he still needed to learn anything at all. You know, most people, when they have actually found themselves in the profession that they want to be, they think that is the end. But even in the professions, you still have to learn to keep your knowledge abreast. Why? Because things are changing every day. Technologies are changing. The knowledge is changing. Science is updating itself. And so you cannot keep to the basic knowledge with which you started with before coming into your profession. So it's very expedient for us to keep learning as catalysts. And in building character, obviously, we cannot isolate ourselves from learning to broaden our scope. Whilst we learn, we should not forget that we need to practice the things that we learn. And in practicing, it is only by practicing that we become perfect. Remember that as you learn and gain knowledge in both hard and soft skills. Don't just focus on your hard skills, don't just focus on your soft skills. Because for you to get to self actualization, you need both your hard and soft skills to be able to get there. So develop the hard skills as well as the soft skills so that you'll be able to get to the point where you need to get to. However, don't forget, practice makes perfect. It has been said that your level of success will rarely exceed your level of development. There is no way you'll be underdeveloped to be successful. To be successful, you have to be developed to the point of your success. So Learning to get yourself developed is very essential. Personal development is very essential. And it's one of the essential parts that most people tend to forget. Some people get to some point, and for them, learning ceases, broadening their scope ceases, learning new soft skills ceases, learning new hard skills ceases. Do not cease to learn. If you're a catalyst, obviously you should know by now the importance of we trying to always change where we find ourselves. And we can only do that when we are extremely developed, when we are personally developed, to be able to help and develop people as well. And that is the fourth way through which you can build character. Now, the fifth one that we have to mention, having talked about values and principles, having talked about the second one, which is embracing challenges and failures, the third one, which is practicing self discipline, the fourth one, which is seeking continuous knowledge and skills. Our fifth topic to actually talk about today is being accountable. So, you cannot develop a good and strong character without being accountable first to yourself. So you are accountable to yourself. Most people don't even know that they are accountable to themselves. If you set up to do something, if you set goals, you are accountable to yourself. The first thing you ask yourself is, am I doing what I said I'll do? If I have planned to actually include some healthy living lifestyles, like exercising 5 minutes every morning before I go to work, I'm asking myself, am I really doing what I said I'll do? Remember that to be accountable, you have to set goals. And by setting goals, you are just not setting them, you set them with target. Your goals should definitely be smart. So you setting smart goals makes you accountable because you're asking yourself if you're actually attaining what you needed to do and you're attaining what you needed to attain. If not, then you're missing the point. After being accountable to yourself, you're accountable to people as well. If you have actually made plans and goals that involve people, obviously you will be accountable to your family, you will be accountable to your friends, and for some people, they actually have accountability partners where they are able to share what they said they will do, and then they check on themselves to make sure that they are accountable and they are doing what they said they will do. It's fine if you can get an accountability partner. For some people, their partners, their wives, their husbands are the accountability partner and they're accountable to themselves. That is great. But if not, just make sure that you're accountable to yourself and you're doing what you said you will do and achieving them rightly. Now, just know that discipline will get you started, but it's accountability that will keep you going. Because if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I will try to be disciplined to do it. So, discipline will get me going. But the fact that I reflect, ask myself if I've been able to attain my goals that I set, obviously, accountability will expose me and tell me, look, you're not doing things right. And then this will make you re strategize to be able to work towards attaining your goal again. You should know that it is only accountability that makes you responsible to yourself. It actually makes people responsible, regardless of the fact that people do not pay attention to it. If people are held accountable for positions, they try to give out their best because they know at the end of their tenures, they won't account for whatever resources they were given. And so it makes them work efficiently. So accountability is our fifth one, and you cannot build character without being accountable for yourself and for others. Now let's zoom into our sixth one. So our sixth one on the bill is cultivating humility and empathy. So by cultivating humility, you're being open to new ideas, new ways of viewing things, new perspective, and you're being kind enough to accommodate others. Now, how do you make sure that you are being humble and you're being empathic? To be humble, you need to fight the know it all mentality. Obviously, yes. So for some people, they are stuck to what they know, and what they know is what they think is right. But truth to be told is, until you fight the know it all mentality, you will not be able to actually appreciate the knowledge of others. You should know that everything that happens in life actually is a teacher to a wise man. But for people who are stuck to what they know, they barely learn. And this actually affects their way of life. No one has it all, and no one is a bearer of all knowledge. So we say that to be able to build the finest character, be open minded, accept your fault, be open to new ways of doing things. Stop sticking to this is how we do it and this is how I'm doing it. People who actually goes like this is how we've been doing it over the years and fail to embrace change actually do not make any impact at all. So what we say is be humble, be open to new ways of doing things, accept people's opinion, accept people's perspective, fuse it into what you're doing to be able to make you the best version of yourself and be empathic. Just know that we are human. Sometimes things be happen beyond our control. Unforeseen circumstances happen every day. But then how you approach it makes you a catalyst. I always say that it does not have to say, I know I was wrong. It makes a lot of difference when you just admit to the fact that you were wrong, apologize, and get people moving. Be flexible. Sometimes things will not happen as planned. It is part of human nature. And we embrace unforeseen circumstances, accidents, and then tend to walk around with it. Don't be hard on your employers. Don't be hard on your employees. Don't be hard on your colleagues. Sometimes be human, be accommodative, let them know that you've also got a human part. By being humble and empathic, you are also showing that you got flaws, you got weakness. Share your weaknesses to people. Share with people your challenges. Don't only share your achievements. That way you make them feel that you are a superhero. None of us is, and none of us will be. So just cultivate the habit of humility and be empathic as well. Now that's our sixth one. So this takes us to our last one, which I'm going to make it very snappy. It is the one that's actually the star for me, that is being genuine and authentic. Just know that there is nothing like being yourself. If you're able to be genuine, if you're able to be authentic, it makes it easier for you and yourself. It makes you real and it doesn't really show that you're trying to fake it or look like you're trying to be someone else. At least you should know that being genuine starts with your self awareness. Just know who you are, know your values, and you will be able to be very genuine person. To be able to be genuine and authentic as well, you should stop people pleasing. So I've actually come to the level where I don't do things to please people anymore because I try to do things to please people most of the times, and then it all came back to me. So what I do now is I don't try to please people in what I do. I make sure that I am able to say no when I can't. When you're unable to do something, just so no. Saying no doesn't mean you're weak. It just means you know the things you'll be able to do and the things you won't be able to do. And that makes you authentic. That makes you genuine. That makes you you. That makes you choose honesty over approval. Be honest with yourself. If you've not got the capacity to do something, obviously you've not got the capacity to do it. Learning to say no, it's also a very strong part of character building. Just knowing when to say yes and knowing when to say no also adds up to becoming a very, very beautiful version of you. So, Catalyst, there you have it. I captured in today's video for you how you can build your character to meet that fulfillment stage, to meet that self actualization stage. So, we have said that know your values and principles, work at it, and let it be you. Your values and principles define you even when you don't talk for yourself. We have said that you should embrace challenges and failure. It is by embracing them that you are able to actually learn from them, add them to your pool of knowledge, and then fight the next challenge when they come your way. We have said in the third one to practice self discipline. Self discipline is very difficult, but once you are able to attain it, you will be the best version of yourself. Start small and get to that level where you want to be. We have said in the fourth one that obviously you should seek knowledge and skills. Learn, be open minded, keep seeking knowledge to expand the knowledge you've got around the world. Things are changing every day. Keep up. Don't be archaic. Just keep up with the things that are developing. And by that way, you will be able to develop both your hard and soft skills. On our fifth one, we have said that be accountable. Be accountable to yourself, be accountable to others. That way, you build that character of accountability. We have also said in our sixth point that you would have to cultivate humility and awareness. A humble character is beautiful, it draws people towards you. Be humble, be empathic, be open to new ideas and new ways of doing things. Embrace ideas when people share them to add to what you know and make you a better version. And lastly, we have said that there is nothing more beautiful than being you. Be authentic, be genuine, learn to say no, choose honesty over approval, and altogether, you would build a very strong character to be able to get to your self actualization stage. And that is obviously what we are seeking for. So, Catalyst, if you've liked this video, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And obviously, stay on this channel because there is more to come your way. And do not forget, whilst you wait, just continue to catalyze your success in your own way. Bye.